Oh yeah, looky what I got. My buddy Alex helped me get this. What does that mean? Time for a review. Let's go. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. I'm Doc Martinez, and I'm pretty excited. I like Val North. I've had a lot of their products, and some have been a hit and miss with me. But for the most part, I enjoy it. And these things are sometimes just getting harder and harder to get. Luckily, I have friends like Alex out there that helps me grab these things, hand delivers them to me so I can actually do this review. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I've heard a lot of good reviews on it. I can't wait to try it myself. So let's get into it. So I'm going to pop this bad boy open and pour some out, let it breathe, and we'll kind of talk a little bit about the bottle. Let's open this bad boy up. Always fun to play with this wax. Ooh, this one's coming out pretty easy and pretty nicely. Yep. Let's throw that off to the side here. Yep. Let's pop this bad boy open and pour some out. Oh, very nice little pop. Make sure to give myself, love that sound, love that sound. Make sure to give myself a nice good pour. Val North Goldfinch 15 years. All right, now that I have this poured out, I shouldn't be smelling it yet. I'm gonna set this to the side, let it breathe, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this bottle. So let's pull this over here. As you see, I always love their labels. Look at that gold. That gold is beautiful on here. Sometimes hard to come out on camera. Val North Goldfinch, aged 15 years, distilled in Canada, finished in Sauternes, Cognac, and NW. Grain, 91% corn, 8% rye, 1% barley. ABV is 58.1, making 116.2 proof. This is their first flight on this. All right. High altitude collection, 15-year corn, 20-year corn, 22-year corn, and 20-year rye. Ooh, I love that. Those are all nice high numbers, and 22 is my favorite. Let me see. Goldfinch first flight started as a blend intentionally created for further maturation. We finished it for 3 additional months in a combination of Sauternes, New American Oak, and Cognac cask. While this process, it's hard to read. Small print and this lighting here is not that good. While this process took considerable time and precision, it allowed us to reshape this whiskey into the highest form. I like that. I like the way they say that. And I also like what they do. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Goldfinch first flight is newest addition to our high altitude collection. Val North whiskeys have no added color and are non-chilled filter. Well, they're trying to put that on there. I don't think that was on there. I don't remember that being on there before. One thing that they do is they get these, instead of getting like a bourbon that's already all mixed together, aged all together, I like that what they do is like they get that 15-year-old corn, that 20-year-old corn, the 22-year-old corn, and 20-year rye that have been aged separately, and then they blend them together, and then they do finishes with them and stuff like that. So I like that they do that. I that's why I think what I've liked about Val North, when they hit it right, it just hits the tongue, hits the palate, and you get to enjoy all those flavors just blend perfectly together, because you never know when you do a blend already, like with a bourbon, you already have your 51% corn with the rye and everything mixed in there. You don't know what the end product's going to be. This one, you're kind of seeing what the end product is, mixing it together and getting improving on that end product. So always interesting to me that they do that. Well, I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to get all my stuff set up so I can do a review for you guys. All right, I'm back. I got my book out. I got this nice and poured. Let me move that over there. And you know what? Time to get in for the fun stuff, right? Let's just first look at this. So as we said, anywhere from 15, right? It was 15 to 22-year-old corn plus a 20-year-old rye in here. It's actually a little bit lighter than you would think for that. But a lot of times I think when they do those corns, like a corn finish, they usually use second barrel. So I don't think it's like using a new oak all the time, even though they said at the end there that they do use some new oak as a finishing, right? So that might add some darkness, but it's a little bit light for what you expect from a 20-year. I mean, the proof is not like they watered down the proof at all, and has a good proof on it, but a little bit light, See how it sticks to this glass here? Oh yeah. tight legs starting to form now. I like when they're nice and tight like that and start coming down just slowly. I mean, they're barely starting to form. There's very little formation on that. When they stick to the glass like that, a lot of times that means there's a lot of nice oils. And I love when you get that nice mouthfeel, you know. You get the flavors, you get the mouthfeel, you get like the whole thing, right? So we'll see. This looks like it has good potential already. So, all right. Let's go in for aroma. Ooh, for only have a little bit of rye, there is a little bit of spice on here, but it is sweet. It's a little bit light on the nose, a little bit. I can smell the alcohol, so I'm trying to let my nose acclimate a little bit. Yeah, that alcohol comes through. A little bit of spiciness, a little bit of sweetness, but very, very light. Very, very light on this nose. There's a hint of vanilla. Yeah, not a lot. Actually, the nose is a little disappointing. Not a lot coming through on that. But there's been many times when I have the nose that tastes completely different. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping the flavor has a lot more than this nose is offering. But for that nose, I'm actually going to give that a 6. Flavors. All right, let's go for that flavor. I can't wait for this one. Definitely the flavors come through a lot more. It is a little bit spicy. For such a low proof on rye, because what was it? Rye was 8%, I think. 8% rye, 91% corn. There is a sweetness. There is some hint of vanilla, some hint of baking spices as well. But that spice on that first one, you're feeling that proof, you're feeling that spice, and you're tasting that. But there is like the flavors pop in your mouth and hit you pretty quickly and goes through it pretty fast. So, you know, it's one of those things that a lot of times you get so much more on that second sip. So for that initial one, I'm happy there was a lot of flavors. I'm just hoping to be able to pick up more things from that on the next one. So I'm going to give that a 7. So here we go. In for complexity. In for that. There we go. More flavor. Buttery note. Vanilla. It's a little bit tacky, a little bit tannic, a little bit drying, but not overly drying. My mouth is starting to salivate now to kind of compensate for that. My mouth is liking that tip spicy, mid palate, a little bit sweet, a little bit vanilla, kind of it's hard to say. I want to say almost like a creme brulee, but not quite. There's something in between that. You do taste the, you know, like that, the grain, the corn grain that, you know, you can taste distilled. So that's in there. That, you know, there's a high proof of that as well, but nice, goes through an evolution. I like when it goes from that spice, that sweet to that. And then there's that hint of something that's a little bit different to my palate. And I always like when I taste different. I like when I can't describe something because it just makes me want to go in there and kind of just sit there, enjoy it, and kind of just taste it more. And hopefully I'll be able to get that for you on the finish. So actually, for complexity, I'm actually going to give that an 8. Mouthfeel. Here we're going for mouthfeel. Ooh, a little bit more flavors that time. A little bit more like a burntness, a dark chocolate, a little bit of bitterness there. So that we're going to talk about that more on the finish, I guess. But the mouthfeel, I like it. So it's orally. The only thing is it's a little over tannic for me because I don't like my mouth dry, but it's not so overly tannic that I don't like it. There's been somewhere I drink it and it just dries my mouth completely and I don't want to drink anymore. This one goes through the flavors, adds flavors to it, goes through some evolution, dries the mouth just enough, but it makes me want another drink instead of not wanting to drink it. So I do like that. There is some powderiness to it, like, you know, like when you have, let's say you put cocoa powder in your mouth just without mixing it, and it gives you that texture, that powder, that dryness you get. Or like when you, not so much a cracker, it's more of a powder kind of thing, but it's not bad. It's like you get that flavor from that cocoa, right? But it also is still kind of a little bit dry on the mouth. So the mouthfeel, I'm gonna give that a 7.5. Finish. Now every sip has given me something new to taste, so I can't wait to go into this last one to taste this finish. That's what that is. That I just realized it says that finish, Sauternes finish, and the Cognac. That's what I thought. It's finally starting to come through. I'm starting to taste that more. That Sauternes was actually up there in the beginning, and I just hadn't figured out that taste. As I'm sitting here and I'm tasting it, I'm starting to now get a little bit of that Cognac kind of grapey taste, but the Sauternes, however you say it, is a very unique taste, and that's what that was. Haven't had a lot of that, and that's where my brain hadn't processed it. But now that last one, it was actually full forward. I tasted that more than almost anything else in it, and that's what that flavor is. Not a bad flavor. It's a good flavor. You still get that chocolate note. You're still getting a little bit of that vanilla, kind of as I said, that almost creme brulee, kind of like that burnt sugar on top is kind of what you're getting with that. You still get that little bit of dryness and tannickiness, stays in the mouth. And honestly, this finish, it stays on long. I've noticed from drink to drink to drink, it stays there. That little bit of drying kind of makes it fade a little bit, but I still have the flavor in the mouth. So actually for that finish, I'm going to give that an 8.5. All right, so I just looked up the MSRP on this, 160. 160 for a 15-year bottle with all that goodness. Yes. So I'm going to say that yes, I would buy this again, and I'm going to give that an 8. Well, my total for this was 45 out of 60. I was expecting this to be a little bit of a higher score, but to be honest, but it's actually a pretty good score for it. I do like it. I would buy another bottle of it. So this is one of those that kind of score a little bit, underrepresented a little bit, but I think it was that nose, the aroma was just not there. And then the initial flavors kind of was two of my lower scores. Everything else above that seemed to be hitting the marks where I like them as well. So there you go, 45 out of 60. Good pour, very different. That the finishes are coming through, and as you sip on it more and sip on it more, those finishes come through more and more. It's a unique finish. It's very interesting to the tongue. The complexity is there, the evolution is there. That finish is just enough to make you want another sip. And I like when I want, like my tongue's liking it enough that I want that extra sip. So yeah, very good sipper, and I'm really enjoying it. So time I do a review, I like to share some samples of this, right? So if you want to have a chance to win a sample of this, down below, let me know, have you tried Found North and which has been your favorite so far, right? I have quite a few Found North, and I've had quite a few that I've really enjoyed. And I believe it's batch 10, if I remember correctly, was my favorite, which is not one of those like batches that, are like, this is hard to get, but I really enjoyed it. And I think my son really enjoyed it. So I think that's also a little bit more special because I managed to get him a bottle. And when I go out there, we have a pour of that together, and we just sit there and kind of enjoy and kind of talk. So that also sometimes makes a bottle a little bit more special when you get to enjoy it with somebody that you love. So I do enjoy this one. I would recommend buying it if you do see it at MSRP. Hopefully, I know this came out a little while ago, and they might be a little bit harder to find, but definitely something worth trying and trying something different. So in the comments below, besides talking about which one you've tried, in the bottom below, hit #Goldfinch. #Goldfinch. Yeah. Well, my friends, thank you for joining me on another journey down my whiskey rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends, cheers.